Okay.
Well, hi, I'm Luca. I'm 35 years old. I come from Serbia. I represent the company Serbian Stains and Stamps as the director. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Nice
Hi,
meeting.
nice to meet you too. I'm Dave. I'm the CEO of Tokyosaki, and I'm 45 years old.
Nice meeting you, Dave. My name is Catherine. I'm from Bacchus Winery, and I am as well 45 years old.
Nice to meet you. Okay, so I think we have a lot of things we have to discuss with the new merger. So who would wants to start?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that I'm excited and I see a lot of potential in this collaborative agreement that we are gonna make, and I think it's gonna benefit all of us in a long term. And I hope that we can come to an agreement so we can help our companies grow.
I agree, Dave.
I ag-
So,
well,
sorry.
so why don't we start with the first point that would be the stocks division of the three companies. Um, for our company, we're looking for 45 stock 45 of stocks. I don't know about you. That would leave about 55 between both of you.
And why do you think you deserve more than us, if I can ask?
Well, mainly because we are um one of the key, well, we're all key part of this key process. But I am in the understanding that we're going to sell wines, and that's what I do. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think everyone is bringing a piece of themselves and doing something. So I believe that an equal ownership is the right way to go for it to be a true partnership and not be like we're being contracted by you or something like that. So I
Yeah.
would think, oh, okay, you're gonna say
No,
something.
no, please go ahead. Finish.
I no, no. Go.
Okay. Yes, I agree with Dave. I think we should go, if we are going to do a merger, we are three companies working together. We all have some important things, valuable things that we are bringing into the table. And I admire your company, Catherine. I do. I think has done great things, and I'm excited to work with you. However, as Dave said, I think we have to make this more of a cooperative or collaborative strategy to make it work. So the percentage, if we go equal, will be 33.33% for each. And I can work with that. And I hope you can also work with that. What do you think?
well, I understand your points. Um, but well, why don't we talk about mm, what are we all giving, or what are we all willing to give to this merge?
Okay. Sure.
Okay. So I think that's what we need to see, that everyone is bringing something to the table. For example, my company is bringing, we have expertise in a region that you don't have expertise in Asia. We also have cultural heritage and like, yeah, cultural heritage, like Asian heritage. We have a big customer base in Asia, which uh, will bring you and help your market grow. And also, the drink we make is innovative and it's becoming very like trendy and known uh, in different places in Europe and the States.
Okay, I
That's great.
understand.
Do you want to go, Catherine, or should I?
No, please, please.
So, my company, what it brings to the table is that we have a patented technology that is unbreakable glass, which of course reduces the breakage of the glasses of wine in this case, which reduces operational costs. It reduces risk for transportation, and it is patented for my company. So there's no other company that can do this or replicate this. So I'm bringing the unique part to the company, to the merger, and I'm giving. So as Dave said, we all have like valuable things. So I think I'm bringing the unique thing that can give us or can differentiate us from the competitors.
Okay, I understand, and I really value all of your contributions to this merge. From our part, we have a long story of a strong market share. We specialize in high-end wine, so we have also that expertise. And I think that expanding our product line with Asian beers and alcoholic products would be great, as well as we value a lot the your innovation, serving styles instead. We value that. We value that it's really innovative and we understand it. So yeah, I think we can work on a merge that benefits the three of us. So returning to the stocks ownership, you both want the a 33. Well, actually, Luca, you said that you were looking for a 33.33 stock ownership. But what is your proposal, Dave, about the stock ownership?
I would like it to be equal to, yeah,
So
sorry.
about 33% each.
Yes, I would like it to be equal to.
Well, okay, I think we can settle that equal
Okay,
partnership of the stocks.
perfect.
So now going to the next point that we have to talk about, I think it's the executive board.
Yes.
So
So
your objectives or your plans?
yes. So I think the board is made out of 12 people, right? Am I
Yes.
correct?
Yes, it's a 12-person executive board.
Perfect. So is the same for the stock ownership. I mean, we have to have equality mainly in this part because if we give someone more seats on the board, we're giving them more power, which doesn't make the this merger equal. And so I think for each I believe it is you know fair to have four for each one of us. But I don't know what you think about and why you think that.
Okay, I agree completely. I believe that, as we said, this is a partnership, what we're going for and aiming for. And I think that all of us and all our companies have something important to say and something that is gonna help us. So it's gonna create a perfect balance in which there's like nobody has any more say or less say, and we can like bring like all our boats and our like experience together. It's gonna be the best outcome.
Yeah, I think the same thing. We're looking for a long-term relationship with both of their companies. So a four-person executive, well, four-person per company would be ideal.
Okay.
Um, I think the next point is about the management in each of the country. Um, let me see. We have not established a location of the management positions. So I think we should talk about that. Mm,
Okay, so I believe that for the management, sorry. Is it stuck? Hola.
Ah, no, yes, I
Yes,
can.
we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. Um, so I believe, first of all, to start, I think that I believe and we would like to have a diverse management, because as I mentioned a lot before, um, like having ideas and like experiences from all around in different places, I think it's crucial for the company to thrive and to be better and have a lot of ideas. So I would propose that we include at least one non-local manager in for the management.
Yeah, I agree. Since we're going to merge, I think that we are going to have headquarters in each of the countries, so it would be ideal to have at least one manager from your company and as well as a Syrian company in, for example, my headquarters and one American manager in your headquarters, so we can all have like this cultural the same like cultural vision or to work together. So yeah, I think also one manager from non-local countries. Uh, but as well, we need to take in consideration that they are completely qualified to have that manager position.
I have a question. Is it just one manager from the non-local countries, or it's to include like proportionally representation from all three of our countries, USA, Japan, and Serbia?
Well, I think that's something that will benefit all would be to have like the same proportions. I proposed one manager each, but we can work on the number if you have a proposal on that.
No, I agree. I think
Yeah.
we include like representation from all countries.
Okay, great. Mm, another issue that was actually like being highlighted in this negotiation is about one specific person from Serbian Steins and Stems. I don't, please, Luca, start with that since it's your company. I would
Yes.
like for you to talk about that first.
Oh, it is Nico. I know he had some issues, I think, with you, right, Catherine, with your company?
Yes.
Sure. Okay. So yes, we know that he had some issues on the past. He has grown. And in Serbia, we are very about family, about union, and he's very important to us. So we want to keep him in the company, giving him a manager position, um, because we think that he has changed and he has a lot of things to give. He has a very good role in leadership. He's a very good leader, sorry, and he has a critical role in securing new raw materials, which is important for our production, and talking with people. So his expertise with people, it is very good for the company. He has a lot of connections that has helped us grow, and I think that it can also help grow this merger or this new company. And so yes, this is why we think he has sorry, and that needs another chance. And I think he can do a very good job. I mean, I know him, and he has changed, and he's a very good leader. So yes.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
believe that Nico has a lot of like good attributes to himself, and he's made a lot for your company in the past. And I don't believe that he should be like completely fired or anything, but maybe find a role more fitting for him just for the sake of the company and just how some decisions he has made had cost like cost the company.
Sure. Catherine?
Um, well, I understand that family is really important in business. Um, but how can it be proved that he has actually changed and that he will be a beneficial part of the merge. Um,
Well, for our company, he has brought 5 new big clients. He also has a very good communication or relationship with the people or company that supplies us the raw materials. So he helps us a lot in that part of the operations and relationships we have. And so we believe that by getting him on board, it can benefit a lot the new company. And of course, I understand that you have your issues or your question that you're questioning him, and I think we can work out like maybe even a period of time where you are watching him, we can see his progress being in a managing position, and we can talk about this later on, being part of the contract, of course, this his role in the company, if he deserves to stay in the managing position or just become like some other worker inside the company but not in a managing position. So I think we can maybe see that, just give him another chance. The company and me, we are asking you to please give him another chance. And of course, it's not for free. He will be in a period where you will be able to see his performance, see his development, his growth. And if you're not happy with that, we can renegotiate or see what we can do. And as I mentioned before, this will be part of the contract or established in the.
do you have any input on this situation?
So you are wanting for him to stay in the management position, right?
Yes, for like I understand you're not very happy about it, but I think we can do it not permanently, or it's not assured that he will stay there, just like for a period of time. He can be assessed on his performance, and then we can renegotiate this
Okay,
after.
so I really like the idea of assessing his performance and everything. So something we could do that I was thinking is to have an like intermediate manager. We put Nico in another position while we evaluate what he's doing, so his decisions don't affect the company if for some reason. So someone will be like taking his position and like subbing in for him as a manager while he works on a level maybe with not so much power. And after that, we leave it open to see if he gets his managerial position back.
Okay, I think that removing him will create a lot of risk on the operations that we already established, and can even reduce profitability because, as I mentioned, he has very good suppliers and relationship with clients. And so I think it is critical for our company to give him another chance to be, he's part of the family. We have seen him grow, and we know what he has to offer, as we mentioned before, like being equal and giving like a chance for everyone to prove themselves. And that is why I'm saying to give him the managing position, however, for the or for a period of time or a period of performance check, if you want to say it that way.
On this, well, this is a polemic part of the negotiation, but I like Dave's idea actually. I think we can remove him from the managing position temporarily, but keep him in the department that is, well, mainly his strengths, which it would be public relationships and supplier managing. But I think we can leave him on a not a managing and not a low position, but something intermediate, at least in the time that he's being assessed by, well, my company and Dave's company, since, well, we have to have an agreement on this, but to be honest, we as a company do not feel completely comfortable with Nico being a manager, at least right now, since, well, he has a polemic past. And we understand that you value second chances, but I think that evaluating him for at least, I don't know, half a year would be ideal.
Perfect. Well, we can go back to this later. I
Yeah.
think I have to think about it, and let's see if you can actually convince me to give him a powerless position. So if we can move, because then we'll stay stuck in here for a little while. We can move to the management compensations.
Sure, I think we'll need some time to think about this. About management compensations, we think that um, a large part of the manager's compensation be needs to be paid as a bonus, mainly because of performance, mainly based on performance. If, let's say, manager A is having a great year, is working really hard and is giving a lot of profit to the company, they should be compensated for that and not be paid equally as a manager that is not giving the same performance. I don't know what you think, but we are a really performance based company actually. That
Yes, I
has
also
worked for us over the years.
Yes, I also agree. I think that having a performance-based incentives really aligns very well with our management goals, I think, and with the success of this merge. Because of course, well, we know that a lot of big companies has this method and has really worked for them. And well, I think that because of the merger, maybe some workers may be a little bit confused or out of order or not really giving their 100. So we really think that this gives them a motivation. And I actually was thinking of a 30% of management compensation.
Yes, I was also thinking something about 30% more. So let's say that manager A salary is $100. If they are having a great performance, they should earn $130. Let's say, just say numbers. But I think that a 30% pay of extra as a bonus would be ideal, actually. What about you, Dave? What do you think?
I believe that 30% maybe is too high. I do believe that the workers need to be like rewarded and everything, but just I believe that to keep it a bit more like stable and like more controlled, we could do it to a maybe 20, no, yeah, 20%, or if you would like to aim for less. Um, yeah,
Well, um,
I think that 20% is like enough to motivate the employees, but and it will have like a leadership impact, but we're not like yeah, you
I,
like giving such a higher percentage.
I actually saw a study that found that 70% of high growth companies link at least 30% of management compensations to performance metrics. So that is why I'm thinking 30%. And I know that maybe, Dave, you're kind of not very sure, but to be honest, we all know that I don't want to fire Nico or don't want to put him in a powerless position. However, Catherine and Dave do want to do that. And I know that Dave doesn't want a 30% of compensation, but me and Catherine does. And I know that me and Dave want a flexible contract and Catherine will not want that. So I think if we can all agree to something, we can all get what we want, being or giving, conceiving to the other parties and also receiving. We are not going to all win I think we can just be equal and get to like a medium point. Like I'm being very brutally
Yeah.
honest. We are like that. So I'm being brutally honest and saying to not waste that much time. So I can give the consent, like I can concede, make like a concession, I think it is called. I don't remember. And put a Nico in a powerless position, not in a manager, and then with time see if you can get to a management position. If you, Dave, agree right now for a 30% of uh compensations for the workers, and if Catherine can agree to a more flexible contract.
Well, about flexibility on the contract, I think that leaves a lot of room for misunderstandings and problems in the future. Um, well, I think it's very obvious that we would like de like a detailed contract and clearly specified penalties for non-compliance of for non-compliance of the three companies. I understand that um maybe it's more important to you to have a little bit of room to work on, but we like clearly specified clauses and penalties and benefits for all of the three companies. So I would actually like the clearly specified penalties. About the management incentive, we can, well, I would like a 30% bonus, but we can work on something between 25 and 30, maybe 27, since, well, a bigger bonus gives a bigger motivation to our workers. And, well, about Nico, um, I am firm that we need to analyze his performance first, since he has that polemic, well, that much polemic past. But we
Okay.
were actually, well, we as a company think that clearness is better in business.
I agree with you. However, this merger, well, is new territory for everyone, and flexibility can really, in the contract, can ensure that we can address the unexpected challenges effectively and not damage the relationship. And an adaptable like agreement can foster trust between us, which is very important key in any business relationship, and collaboration rather than just creating rigid and like very specified penalties in minor deviations. So I am more about flexibility, not always, but in this case, because we are all new in the merger, we do not know what we're doing. It's our first time for everyone. So I do think that having flexibility is very important. And of course, having clauses, specified clauses, yes. However, about the penalties and all of that, I think we should have more flexibility. And of course, trust, because at the end of the day, we are going to be a new company. We're working all together, and we have to trust each other, trust that we are going to help each other and avoid risks or challenges or these type of things. So I do believe that flexibility will be the best thing in this case, mainly because we don't know. And it's also for your company, Catherine. I know you want more like strict rules, but I'm also looking out for you and saying that maybe flexibility will benefit us all. I don't
Yeah.
know if they agree or not.
And also what we have emphasized that we are not like, I think that what we want is more like a partnership and make it like more flexible and like easier to move and not make it so strict, because I believe if we're strict and we're like, okay, this is what we have to do, whatever, the relationships are gonna start to like, like not gonna no, there's gonna start not working and everything. So a more flexible contract will also help us, like, since we're doing something new, will help us see what's wrong and we fix it, and little by little maybe we add some like more set things, but starting flexible gives us space to grow and to find out what's better for us. And then to emphasize on the things that we could like give. Um the highest I would go for the percentages of the employees would be 25%. I don't think I could go up to 30%. And like what I also want is that like from what my company talked, they wanted to fire Nico, but we are willing to like move around and be flexible to keep him in the company and give him a chance to come back and prove that he deserves the role.
Okay.
Um, Clearly we have different opinions on things, but why don't we look for the middle ground so we can all benefit from this? About the contract, I want really specified clauses and penalties, and I know that you both want a flexible contract. So why don't we have something in between? Let's have, I propose a specific contract, but flexible penalties for non-compliance or other challenges that may arrive since, as you mentioned, Luca, this is the first time for us, for all three. So why don't we look for that middle ground? And as well, I propose that middle ground for the management incentives. You, Dave, are saying that you are looking for a maximum 25%, but Luca and I want a 30. So what about a 27% bonus? Or a 26 maybe. It's not that much, but we do think that 25 is, well, I think that 25 can be a little low, but well,
I
it's
think
point by point.
I agree with the 27%. And I think that if you can give me the 27%, I can see and we can put Nico on a powerless position. I can give that to you. However, I will do need 27%.
Yeah, Dave, see it this way. We were both getting what we want for Nico if we have the 27% bonus. And so I think it's a great opportunity for us to have that middle ground, since well, Luca wants Nico in the company as a manager, but we both know that we want Nico out of the company. But we need to have compromises in this merge if we want a long-term relationship. That I know it's really important for
Yeah,
me as well.
and I understand compromise, but if we do what we're saying, I would be compromising on the 3 points. Like I would be compromising everything on 3 points while you get what you're searching for in at least 1 point, you know?
What do you want for the contract?
I would want flexibility,
That's a
100%.
compromise with that. We are all giving compromises. And you, or well, I know we can see eye to eye in some things, and I am grateful for that, and it's okay, and it is very good. But you also have to make compromises. I think we haven't seen them here. And so, yes, we would want for you to compromise or just to give us a little bit more of incentives to work things out.
Okay, so I would agree to a 27% and doing the Nico like a powerless position, not firing him. But if we're talking about flexibility and compromising, I do believe the contract needs to be like fully flexible. I believe it's like the best thing. It's like what we've talked about and what we've emphasized. If
Yeah,
Catherine would like to,
I agree.
But when you're talking about flexibility, what do you actually mean? Do you mean like just the general terms and agreements? Because I think that having a really detailed contract would be better, but we can have room for adversities and challenges since, well, we are looking for a compromise and this is new for us. But I think that having general terms would leave a lot of room for mistakes and misunderstandings in the future. So I compromise my whole idea and objective of having a really strict contract. We can be flexible, but we do need to have specific clauses since it can lead to misunderstandings
We understand
along
that.
relationships. So,
Yes, we understand that, but we also think that having very rigid penalties can also affect the relationship that we have. I
mhm.
mean, once again, yes, we want general terms right now because we don't know what we're getting into. And you don't know either. And I think we're all compromising to a point where we are, I mean, Nico is kind of it's part of the family in my country that's not very good, but I'm doing it because at the end of the day, we are going to be all partners and we have to have this trust and this equality and this relationship. And I'm looking for the long-term relationship and not just the short-term relationship. So I think that having like a flexible contract can give us room to trust each other, to have more communication, to see what we are really made of, each one of us, what we can do. It can show our our greatest strengths and our weaknesses, and we can help each other with those weaknesses and add in those strengths. So yes, I do, and I really think that you should really consider having a flexible um term general terms. um and I mean, once again, I'm compromising with Nico. He's family to us, and he's very important, and we are loyal people, and I'm compromising with that because I know, because I care for a long-term relationship, and I know either of you are happy with him being in a managing position, I'll give it to you because I want to work our relationship. But because we want to work our relationship, we also want a flexible contract. And so, as we stated many times, we are all giving something. So we really hope you give something because right now it doesn't feel like you're giving us something.
Well, yeah, I understand that we can have like this misunderstanding. I think mainly because of cultural differences. But believe me, we as a company are compromising with you because we care about this possible merge and we want the long-term relationship. As I said, I do have to be a little rigid on general terms, but I propose this. A specific detailed contract, but we can have flexibility on the penalties. And I am compromising about Nico's position in the company. Well, in the merch, actually, I am compromising about that, which is something that, well, it's really polemic as I have said. But as I mentioned before, we need to look for the middle ground. So I know that you both want general terms of the agreement. I want a really specific detailed contract, but the middle ground would be detailed clauses and suggestions and flexibility on the penalties. Because, well, this is new for us. So what about we maintain like the middle ground here so we can all three be happy with the agreement and actually foster that long-term relationship? But
Dave?
I'm going to be a little rigid on this that general terms of the agreement does not work. We can have specific clauses and flexibility on penalties since this is actually really new.
Dave, do you agree? Um, Still not convinced.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I understand, but this is actually sort of an ultimatum for us. We want specific, but we can also permit suggestions on the penalties for the non-compliance of the agreement. But we're actually looking forward for something more specific.
Yeah, but for example, for the percentages of the incentives, the management incentives, I was like, the idea we had was a 15%, and I went all the way over to do a 27% for you. I went even above what I had to be able to agree with you and get into a relationship. So there, for example, we're not even going to the middle ground. We are, I'm like pushing out of what I had planned. So I would really like it if you would also be able to do that. What I would like, for example, what I'm doing.
Yes,
I
the
think we
same.
need to think about that. Do we have another clause that we need to talk about, or is this the last clause that we have?
I think this is the last.
I
Like
think,
we have to still
yeah.
talk and make everything.
So let's go over what we have agreed on. We agreed on the 33% stocks. That was a huge, huge compromise for our company. As I said, as I said before, we were actually looking for a 45%, so that is a big loss for us. Let's say it that stated that way. But I am
Right.
to have the 33% stocks.
But I wouldn't
We
see that
said,
as a loss because, as we
well,
stated before, we're doing it equally because we are a partnership and we're not like
Yeah.
seeing who's higher, whatever. So I wouldn't see that as like, okay, we're losing. We're just being equal and being the same.
well, maybe loss was not the um great like the ideal word that I could have used, but it's a really big compromise. I am compromising a lot of the stocks. You, Dave, are compromising a big percentage of the bonus for our managers. About the seatings in the board, our ideal would have been five, but five or more. But I know that that leaves us Bacchus as a bigger part of the pie, and that I know that that is not something that you are looking for. So I also agreed on the four seats to have equality. About
Kath-
the 25, the 27 bonus, I thank you, Dave, for compromising on that. I know that is a great sacrifice that you're doing for the long-term relationship. But I know that it may seem that I am not compromising, but believe me, I am compromising specifically on the stocks. So um, I know that we are not quite looking for the middle ground in some points, but about the terms of the agreement, this is something really important. It's the base of our long-term relationship. Um, we're all looking for profitability, efficiency, and growth for three companies. So I think that we need to delve a little further on the terms of the agreement. And well, as you have said before, you're looking for general terms. We are
Mhm.
looking for specific terms. So on
Catherine,
well, yeah, please, Luca.
yeah, I do have to disagree. I think that flexibility will in the contract will ensure that all of us can adapt to the unforeseen challenges, such as market changes or integration between the companies, like difficulties that we can maybe have in the long term. So having flexibility, I think will not jeopardize the relationship. The other way around, having like very strict policies and terms will, I think, jeopardize the company. And I know you're giving or also having concessions on the stocks and the board. But once again, we know you're giving, like we know what you're doing, but it's just hard for us when we're trying to be equal here, and you are or wanted more So it is hard for us to seem equal besides you. I don't know if you understand that. Like, we want more for us because we feel that you don't appreciate what our companies have to value because of what you have said about your losses on the stocks or in the board seats. I mean, that's just wanting to dominate the merge and not really work together. And from the beginning, I think me and Dave have had made a lot of effort to work together to actually get into an agreement and be equal with a lot of things, and not for our benefit but for the company's benefit. Because I mean, having a company or someone that overpowers somebody else is just not very effective for the long term. And instead of power, well, my company, we prefer success. And success is built with long-term relationships, and it is built out of trust that we have to have with each other. And I think we have made all of us clear that we have valuable things. I mean, I have something that neither of your competitors have, so I'm giving you a chance to step up. Dave has as is going to give us the opportunity to open to the Asian market, which not even Bacchus have. So we are all giving like unique and valuable things. So I know it is important for your company, but it is also important for us because, once again, in the beginning, we made it very clear we want to work together. We don't want to make you feel um, more powerful or us make ourselves more powerful. We want the same. We want long-term relationship. We want um, equality. So that is why we're asking you to work with this. I mean, we all have made concessions. There are things that are very hard for us to do, and we still did. And I understand that you gave us stock and um, board seats, but in my point of view, that was only like power. You wanted power.
Mhm.
And so in this case, with the contract, we're looking for the benefit for all of us, which is flexibility, because you don't know what's going to happen. We are new in this, and having flexibility will probably be better in the long term. We will have less conflict within each other. And once again, we can foster trust and relationship and help each other. And I know it is very important for you. We also have very important things that we had in our minds or planned, and we are making concessions and giving it to you or to me or to Dave. Just this part, I really think we have to really think about it. I mean, if not, I mean, I don't know. I think we really have to. And I am also very happy that we're working together. But once again, I think I have something very valuable, which is a patented technology which no one else have. And if I leave, leaving you the same as your competitors. And I think I'm giving you like a step more or a step ahead of your competitors because they cannot replicate what we are going to have as a or together. So together we work really good. We'll have like a very good future. But if we work separately, maybe not as great. So I think we should really think about the contract terms.
And thank you for your input, Luca. We Bacchus truly appreciate what your value because you are a really important part of this agreement as well as your company, Dave. Dave, do you have any more input that you would like to give on this part of the negotiation?
Yeah, just like basically what I said before, that the percentages and the stocks, I don't believe it was a loss. It was just like equality, partnership, what we were doing. Like my company also would have liked, that anybody would have liked to have power, but we are not trying to have the upper hand or the upper power between us. So yeah, I really, really don't believe that was like a compromise. And I understand that maybe you had an idea that okay, I'm gonna have more percentages and more seats, but yeah, we're working like three companies are working together, not just like one.
Okay. Um, about well, this I'm going to be really honest, and we as a company are really worried the about the political issues that have been arising in some parts of the world. So that's why we're looking for um a more strict contract so we avoid any misunderstandings. But I've made compromises, you have made compromises, and well, we as a company value the long-term relationship. And to be honest, it's really hard for me to compromise on this, on flexibility. But well, in the name of a long-term relationship, we can foster this. We can foster the trust. And well, yeah, I agree to having a flexible company. Like a flexible contract.
Perfect.
And I think this is all. It was
I'm
great
sorry.
negotiating with you. Do you have look at Lizzie, do you have anything to say?
Should we just like restate everything just to?
What we chose, yes.
Yes, I wrote it down.
Okay.
So equal stocks, 33% each. Well, 33.33% each. Um, 4 seats each company in the board. We are keeping the management staffing would be at least one manager from non-local countries.
I'm sorry, was it that one or was it one of each country?
Um,
Still wasn't sure about that one right now,
Uh,
and
I was just checking that one.
well, I wrote at least one manager from the non-local countries, but I think that we actually mixed 3 of the clauses there. So
Mhm.
if we want, we can agree again on this. Um, I think we mentioned proportional representation.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, that was my bad. It
what I
was
had.
proportional representation, okay.
And
And we agreed that we will keep Nico in a
powerless.
powerless position to supervise him over time to see if he has, well, we are going to maintain him in his strength area. That would be PR and supplier relationships, but we
Yes.
need to do that. Management incentive, we set 25% bonus on managers.
25 or 27?
No, 27. We agreed on 27 because we were wanting 30 and but Dave wanted 15. He said 25, then we said 27. And
Perfect.
last but not least, flexibility on our contract. Yeah, those were the points.
Perfect.
Um, I thank you, both of you, for negotiating. Thank you for your time. I think this will be a great merge, and we are gladly going to work with you over the years.
Thank you. Very nice to meet you. And I'm very glad that we could work out an agreement that I think we are all happy about, or just, I think we can work with this. And I think we will have a lot of success in the future as a company.
Yes, I'm very excited to start our partnership and to go many places with the merger.
Oh,
Well,
it was nice knowing you. We shake hands and